started.
Braunstein 64. Okay, Braunstein, what you got? E4. Oh, how about Sicilian? Yeah, play a dragon. No, I won't play a dragon. He went with the C3 Sicilian. Okay, knight C3 rather. Okay, as a preliminary to doing this what is it called? The Grand Prix attack. Yes, you can play like that. The Grand Prix attack without knight to c3 can be met by d5. So this is a way to play for white to get the Grand Prix attack without allowing that. And this setup for black should be okay, I think. His idea is to push on with f5 here, try and bust things up. So I've got the 2 pawns set up there. And, you know, I could take back with the knight, but well, I like the knight here where it is, looking at the f5 square. So I don't mind the doubled pawns. I can play d5 here even. And yeah, it's true, that pawn is a weakness. I could ditch the pawn by playing c4. c4, pawn takes, and then pawn to d5. If he takes, I can take back with this pawn and put his bishop here. Let's play that way. I think that's more interesting than just defending the pawn. And he can go there, it's true. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take here then, since he didn't grab the pawn. I will go ahead and exchange it out. So I don't have a doubled pawn anymore. He has a pin here, which he immediately dissolves. So that's very straightforward, but not probably not good. Let's be frank. It's probably not a particularly good way to play. So his d pawn is backwards and can be pinned and attacked. It's not even defended. And now I can take on I can take his knight on c3 and then take the pawn. Or I could take the pawn first. I guess I was wrong. His queen was defending the pawn. My thinking is that if he takes back with the knight, I can grab the pawn here. Yeah, but he takes back with the queen. So that's not so great. I didn't think that one out correctly. Now he's looking at this pawn, the c pawn. Let's trade my weak c pawn for his weak d pawn. If he wants to, he can grab on c6 and I can take on d3. Now, should I take with the you know, there's a problem. Yeah, I have to worry about the rook here, so I can't take right away. I have to throw in a move like this. Oh, that's not good. That's not so good. If I move the rook, my bishop is hanging. I was planning to take on d3, but if he takes and I take, then my rook is hanging. And if I try to move my rook to save it, then the bishop is hanging. So I have to play something like this. Not what I planned. But, well, I have the bishop here in exchange for the pawn, so that's pretty decent usually. The bishop here gives decent compensation. Okay. What's going on here? Let's I'm playing that pawn to a6 so I can bring a rook to the c file. Maybe threaten his knight. Okay, he's looking at these squares. These squares. Okay, so now rook Rook to c8 and protects c6. I may just push this pawn forward and kick that knight away. This knight's annoying in that square. There's also this open diagonal towards his king, so there's always mate threats. Potential mate threats on g2. So say bishop takes, pawn takes, queen g5 threatens mate and threatens the pawn. And I don't know if he can defend both of them, so I'd at least get my pawn back, and then I'd have some weak pawns to play against. And I would have given up the bishop pair, but the material would be even. So, okay, Bronstein is going into a think here. He could defeat my plan just by pushing his d-pawn forward. And that would defend this knight securely, and he could take back with the pawn, and it would keep this square protected. This helps too, doesn't it? This defends the g5 square, so I can't play queen g5 after I take. So maybe I should just go back to the idea of pushing the pawn to f6 and chasing that knight away. Where's it going? Here, 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 or out. Go back there and double up on the f6 square. And then I could play here to fork the two pieces. Okay, you could go back there, or I could go over here. I think chasing it back looks good. Don't like to leave these knights hanging around your king side for too long. It can be dangerous. Yeah, okay, so he went back there. Now, there's no big threat here, is there? Maybe I should just play e5 here. Oh, I can take that. I don't like that so much. Can I activate my rooks somehow? Rook up, rook to c7 is not happening. Rook here or here. Yeah, let's just go. I mean, rook to c2 is not happening. Let's just go rook c7, double the rooks, and maybe then I can penetrate. I've kind of kicked his forces back for the moment. I guess I could also try and double on the d-pawn and go back to my original plan of trading that d-pawn for my c-pawn. That was the original plan anyway. He's kind of clogged up this diagonal, but I can chase these knights away with pawn pushes. Well, one of them. I can chase one of them away. Just thinking, rook c7 and the bishop would coordinate, rook c2 and the bishop would coordinate on g2. That might be good. Okay, Bronstein is pausing to think some more. I don't see a clear plan for white. Like I said before, he had that idea maybe of pushing e4. Maybe that's still a plan, but that drops the knight at this point. So his idea was to centralize these knights. Maybe, yeah, I can't bring the knight to e5 either. e4. Okay, yeah, he's taking a look at this e-pawn, so let's unpin. He's also looking at the bishop, but the bishop is defended at the moment. Could have also played just bishop to d5. But unpinning is probably okay in this position. Okay, bishop d5 now. Let's see, where's this knight coming? His knight is... Maybe he wants to push the pawn forward. Rather than bishop d5, though, I'm liking this idea of doubling the rooks and penetrating to the 2nd or 7th rank, depending on your point of view. Rook to c2. And if he pushes his pawn forward, I can start with the move bishop to d5, and then I can take. Something like that might be interesting. What did I say? That's f5. Pawn takes. Okay, the knight goes there. So he's coordinating on the e-pawn here, and he's protecting c7. See, if I just move the pawn forward, his knight can hop in here and fork my bishop and my knight. So let's hit his queen first. Okay, now the queen is looking at this pawn over here. I'm looking at this pawn over here. So if his queen takes, I have rook to a7 and then grab the a pawn. So I don't have to worry about him. I mean, it's nothing to be afraid of that he might take that pawn. Can I get something going on the 7th rank, though? Say I kick the knight like this. I've opened up lines towards my king too. This is a bit risky here. But when the knight moves, then I can play rook here. Yeah, his knight just went back to f3. And from f3, I guess it's okay. Well, rook c2 at least threatens to take on b2. Looks like a reasonable move to me. I'm still leaving this a-pawn hanging. My bishop is loose. This is something to watch out for. But it can move with tempo. Say rook takes b2, the other rook to c2. If I don't get mated in the back rank, it starts to look dangerous along his 2nd rank here. He could just pin this pawn. That's an idea. Rook to one of the rooks. One of the rooks to the e-file to pin this pawn and put pressure on it. And then push this pawn forward. Push his d-pawn forward and try and take out my e-pawn and try and open up the center there. Might be good for black. Yeah, there he goes. Might be good for white, I mean. So, at the moment, this is still adequately defended. So I am going to proceed with this just taking there. Yeah, I don't see an immediate tactic. If he pushes, I can push. If he takes with the knight, I can take with the bishop, and then he can push. Yeah, if he takes with the... Okay, so he went that way. So now he's hitting the rook. He's threatening the back rank. So the question is, what to do here? Is there some killer blow? I was thinking I had rook takes a2, but I have to do something about this rook here. Maybe this way. Moves the rook to the a-file with tempo. See where his queen wants to go. This is still loose, and this is still loose. So it's possible he has some clever move with his queen. Here, here, out. Here, here, out. Here, here, here. Actually, his queen is his queen trapped in the open board? That would be funny. I don't actually see a move here at the moment. Yeah, look at this. So this whole file is out. The diagonal is out because of the bishop and the rook. The diagonal is out because of the rook, the bishop, and here because of the rook. And here, the rook, the bishop, the queen, the bishop and queen, the bishop and queen. That looks like game over. Well, it was an interesting game. I will
White, resign, incoming
enjoy doing
challenge.
this post-mortem. See you guys later. Bye.